Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play RuneScape. I've just got a couple of quick updates for you today, and I also wanted to spend one last day talking about the coming quest, The World Wakes. It's going to be awesome, and I just wanted to do one last little bit on that. But first, let's go to the wilderness, because I've got a little update about that. Well, here we are, up in the wilderness, and no bots. No bots. Pretty wonderful. There's a few. I mean, I was up here earlier on, and there's like maybe one or two locations that are active. But it's interesting. I never quite know why they aren't online. For the scummy gold farmers, I can imagine they would want them around as often as possible. Oh, here comes one. So when they're not around, it's either because there's an update and then maybe they've got to put them all back online, or they're, updating BotWatch. Oh, get out of here. And and these bots are somehow, taken offline by Jagex. So pretty cool. Pretty happy to see the bots aren't around. But let's get out of here. Well, here we are, back at the new dig site, as some people have called it. The ancient door, the door to Guthix's, the home of Guthix, I guess. People are calling it different things. But there's something I want to check out. Let me just get my run on. Now let me think. I guess this guy appears, our shadowy figure, he appears like right here. So I want to try and run to this spot just as soon as he appears, because there was something I've kind of learned recently. So we're going to go here, and we're going to run right back. There he is. Oh, okay, so I'll have to check that in the footage. Here, let me relog. I'll come back and we'll do it again. Okay, so I'm going to try and run right back to this spot. Is it? Where does he appear? It's like right here. Let's try and figure it out. Yeah, that looks like it's the spot, isn't it? So I want to try and measure. Let's try right there. I want to get an idea for how tall this guy is. There he is. Go back quickly. Oh, look how tall. Yeah, he's huge. Man, I'm going to stretch that frame out. So let's take a look at that again. I mean, I guess he's like, I don't know, what is he, like a couple of heads taller? I mean, he's big. And then you see when he finally teleports away, his posture changes, right? I mean, one of the biggest knocks on this guy being at least a Majorat, right? At least being a Majorat descent, is that his posture was all wrong and he wasn't tall enough, right? He was like normal human size. But when you get up next to him, this guy's big, right? So I don't know. It's kind of interesting. This guy that we're looking at could be Zaros. He definitely could be. The thing about it that gets me is that if this is the god of control, right? Zaros is the knock on him is that he's the god of god of control. That's his thing, right? If he really is the god of control, I mean, maybe he'd have like a grand entrance. He'd come in and there'd be no question, right? All of this room for speculation around the god of control, it just strikes me as a little bit unusual. But it could be. It could be him. It could be. Zaros is, his colors are gold and purple, very royal, right? Um, you know, almost like snobby colors, but those are his colors, right? So that's a match. The dark face is a knock. It's a problem for people that think it's Lisquet that we're looking at, and I kind of think that that's my best guess. I don't know if it's true, but that's a problem, right? He's got this dark face that's smaller, but the size is there. He's a monster. So in the thread that I've been writing in a little bit recently about this idea that it might be Sliske, um, one of the posters, Dragons, has been asking, Okay, well, what does this mean, right? If it's him, why is it him, right? How do we explain what this quest might actually be about? So they finally got to me, and I decided to post on it. And I want you guys to keep in mind that this is all speculation, right? So let's start with what we know for sure. We know that Zaros is coming back. That's something we know, but we don't know when. We don't quite know when, and we don't know how. But we understand that this god is all about control. That's pretty well established. And so, if gods do anything, right, they tend to exercise their power. And for Zaros, if that is control, it's not difficult to imagine that he might have other people doing his bidding, right? Also, if he's about control, it's likely that he's not going to appreciate dissent or disobedience or disorder. For someone like Zaros, we might even argue that free will is kind of like a nightmare. All he wants is our obedient, unquestioning subservience, right? He just wants us to bow down to Zaros and do what he wants us to do. So if Zaros wanted uncompromising control over all of the beings in Gielinor, he might choose to do something dramatic and remove the largest barrier in his way. Zaros might try to capture, kill, or control Guthics, right? Kind of interesting. Again, this is all speculation. I don't know for sure. And I'm sure people will find different details that are kind of like problematic, right? But this general theme feels right to me. So then the question becomes, why Sliske, right? Why would we want this Majorat? Well, I think it might be because of how manipulative Sliske actually is and how powerful he is. Sliske, very powerful, capable of moving through the shadowy realm. And a puppet like this, if Sliske could be controlled by Zaros, not a far stretch. Um, a puppet like this could raise an army or dismantle one by looking for its weaknesses, finding the cracks, finding weak-willed individuals, and convincing them to do his bidding. So that's kind of my general theory on the whole thing, how it might work, you know. But we don't know. It might not be Sliske. It could be Zaros. It could be some other NPC that we haven't met yet. I think those are all legit possibilities. Could be another thing. In the next couple of days, a behind the scenes video is going to come out. I think it's going to be a cool one. With this being such a big update, I wouldn't be surprised if they did something a little bit more than the typical behind the scenes video that they've done for updates like, the construction D&D, or sinkholes, the dungeoneering D&D, right? It could be something more than that, and that would be kind of nice. So I'm looking forward to that. And we might have another episode in between, maybe something a bit silly. So talk to you later, guys.